देवाय
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ॐ नमो
ॐ
भगवते
नमो भगवते
वासुदेवाय।
देवाय
ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ग्रन्थराज श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय। So today we'll recite the shlokas. I think it's been a while, so you might
Yes.
forget. So let's recite.
Hmm.
Sanjay, Bhagavad Gita Chapter 2, contents of the Gita summarized. Sankhya Yoga. Sanjaya Uvacha
सञ्जय उवाच
उवाच
कृपयाविष्टम् अश्रुपूर्णाकुलेक्षणम्
तं तथा कृत्याविष्टम् अश्रुपूर्णाकुलेक्षुकम्
ईदन्तम् इदं वाक्यम् उवाच मधुसूदनः
विषीदन्तम् इदं वाक्यम् उवाच मधुसूदनः
श्रीभगवानुवाच दष्ट्वा
श्रीभगवानुवाच
वनमिदं विषमे समुपस्थितम्
तस्मात् विस्मने समुपास्थितम्
अनार्यजुष्टमस्वर्ग्यम् अकीर्तिकरमर्जुन
अनार्यादुष्टमस्वर्ग्यम् अकीर्तिकरम्
क्लैब्यम्
अर्जुन
अस्मगमपार्थ नैतत्त्वयि उपपद्यते
ब्रह्मास्मगमापार्थ नैतत्तव्य उपद्यते
क्षुद्रम् हृदय दौर्बल्यम् त्यक्त्वोत्तिष्ठ परन्तप
शुद्धं हृदय त्वत्प्रोतिष्ठा
अर्जुन
परन्तपः
उवाच
अर्जुन
कथं
उवाच
भीष्महं सङ्ख्ये द्रोणं च मधुसूदन
कथं भीष्मं मधुं सङ्ख्ये द्रोणं च
इषुभिः
मधुसूदन
प्रतियोत्स्यामि पूजार्हौ अरिसूदन
शिशुभिः प्रतियोत्स्यामि पूजः वरिसूदन
गुरून् हत्वा हि महानुभावान् श्रेयो भोक्तुं वैक्षमपीह लोके
अहत्वा हि महानुभावन् श्रेयो भोक्तुं वैष्णवम् अपि लोके
हत्वार्थकामांस्तु गुरूनिहैव भुञ्जीय भोगान् रुधिरप्रदिग्धान् न चैतद्विद्मः कतरन्नो गरीयो यद्वा जयेम यदि वा नो जयेयुः यानेव हत्वा न जिजीविषामस्तेव स्थिता प्रमुखे धार्तराष्ट्राः
ज्ञानि न जिजीविषमस्ते यस्ता प्रमुखार्तराष्ट्राः
कार्पण्यदोषोपहतः स्वभावा पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मूढचेताः
त्वां धर्मसम्मूढचेतः
यच्छ्रेयस्यान्निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं शाधिमां त्वां प्रपन्नम्
यच्छ्रेयस्यानिश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं शाधिमां त्वां
न हि
प्रपन्नम्
प्रपश्यामि ममापनुद्यात् यच्चोकमुच्चोषणमिन्द्रियाणाम्
न हि प्रपश्यामि ममाप्नुपद्यान् यच्छोकमुच्छोषणमिन्द्रियाणि
अवाप्य भूमौ असपत्नमृद्धं राज्यं सुराणामपि चाधिपत्यम्
अवाप्य भूमा वसपात्रमृद्धं राज्यं सुराणामपि
सञ्जय
चाधिपत्यम्
उवाच
सञ्जय उवाच
एवमुक्त्वा ऋषिकेशं गुडाकेश परन्तप
एवमुक्त्वा ऋषिकेशं गुडाकेशा परन्तपः
अयोध्या इति गोविन्दम् उक्त्वा तूष्णीं बभूवः
नयोत्स्या इति गोविन्दम् उक्त्वा तूष्णीं बभूवः
तमुवाच ऋषिकेश प्रहसन्निव भारत
तमुवाच ऋषिकेशः प्रहसन्निव भारत
सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये विषीदन्तम् इदं वचः
सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये विषीदन्तमिदं वचः
श्रीभगवानुवाच
श्रीभगवानुवाच
अशोच्यानन्वशोचस्त्वं प्रज्ञावादांश्च भाषसे
अशोच्यान्नमशोचस्वं प्रज्ञावादांश्च
गतासु न
भाषसे
गतासूंश्च नानुशोचन्ति पण्डिताः
गतासु न गतासूश्च नानुशोचन्ति
न
पण्डितः
त्वेवाहं जातु नासं न त्वं नेमे जनाधिपाः
न त्वेवाहं जातुनासं न त्वं नेमे
न
जनाधिपः
चैव न भविष्यामः सर्वे वयम् अतः परम्
न चैव भविष्यामः सर्वे ब्रह्ममतं परम्
दीनोऽस्मिन् यथा देहे कौमारं यौवनं जरा
देहिनोऽस्मिन् यथा देहे
तथा
कौमारं
देहान्तरप्राप्ते धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति
तथा देहान्ते धीरस्तत्र न
मात्रा
मुह्यति
स्पर्शास्तु कौन्तेय शीतोष्णसुखदुःखदा
मात्रा स्पर्शं तु कौन्तेय शीतोष्णसुखदुःखम्
आगमापायिनो नित्यस्तां तितिक्षस्व भारत
आगमपायिनो नित्यां शान्तिशिक्षस्व
यं हि न
भारत
व्यतयन्त्येते पुरुषं पुरुषर्षभा
यं हिना वितन्ते ते पुरुषं पुरुषर्षभ
समदुःखसुखं धीरं सोऽमृतत्वाय कल्पते
समदुःखसुखं धीरं स्वमृत्युवत्वाय
नासतो
कल्पते
विद्यते भावो नाभावो विद्यते सतः
नासतो विद्यते भावो नाभावो विद्यसेतः
उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तस्त्वनयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः
उभयनिष्ठन्तं
अविनाशि
स्वयनोस्तस्यै
तु तद्विद्धि येन सर्वम् इदं तदम्
अविनाशी तु तद्विद्धि येन सर्वमिदं
विनाशम्
ततम्
अव्ययस्यास्य न कश्चित् कर्तुमर्हति
विनाशी तु अव्ययस्यास्य न कश्चित्
अन्तवन्ता इमे
कर्तुमर्हति
देहा नित्यशोक्ता शरीरिणः
अन्तवन्तः देहं नित्यस्योक्ता शरीरिणः
अनाशिनो प्रमेयस्य तस्माद्युध्यस्व भारत
विनाशी यस्य
य
तस्माद्युध्यस्व
एनं
भारत
वेत्ति हन्तारं यश्चैनं मन्यते हतम्
नैनं वेत्ति हन्तारं यश्चैनं मन्यते
उभौ
हतम्
तौ न विजानीतो नायं हन्ति न हन्यते
उभौ तौ न विजानीतो नायं हन्ति न
न
हन्यते
जायते म्रियते वा कदाचिन्नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः
न
न
जायते
जायते म्रियते वा कदाचिन् नायं भूत्वा भविता न
अजो
भूयः
नित्या शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे
नित्यशाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे
वेदाविनाशिनं नित्यं ययेनम् अजमव्ययम्
वेदविनाशिनं नित्यं य एनम्
कथं सा
अमध्ययम्
पुरुषा पार्थ कं घातयति हन्तिकम्
कथं सा पुरुषा पार्थां घातयति हन्तिकम्
वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि
वासांसि
वासांसि
जीर्णानि
तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णान्यन्यानि संयाति नवानि देहि
तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णा अन्यानि संयाति नवानि देहि
नैनं छिन्दन्ति शस्त्राणि नैनं दहति पावकः
नैनं चिन्तयति प्राणिनः
न चैनं क्लेदयन्त्यापो न शोषयति मारुतः
त्यापो न शोषयति मारुतः
अच्छेद्योऽयम् अदाह्योऽयम् अक्लेद्यो शोष एव च
अच्छेदोऽयम् अदायोऽयम् अक्लेदश्च शोष्य एव च
नित्यसर्वागतस्ताणुरचलोऽयं सनातनः
नित्यसर्वगतः स्थाणुः अचलोऽयं सनातनः
अव्यक्तोऽयम् अचिन्त्योऽयम् अविकार्योऽयमुच्यते
अव्यक्तोऽयम् अचिन्तोऽयम् अविकार्योऽयम् उच्यते
तस्मादेवं विदित्वैनं नानुशोचितुमर्हसि
तस्मात् विदित्वैनं
अथा चैनं
नानुशोचितुमर्हसि
नित्यजातं नित्यं वा मन्यसे मृतम्
तथा चैनं जातं मन्यसे
तथापि
मृतम्
त्वं महाबाहो नैनं शोचितुमर्हसि
बाहो नैनं
जातस्य
शोचितुमर्हसि
हि ध्रुवो मृत्युर्ध्रुवं जन्म मृतस्य च
जातस्य ध्रुवो मृत्युर्ध्रुवं जन्मामृतस्य च
तस्मादपरिहार्येऽर्थे न त्वं शोचितुमर्हसि
तस्मात् परिहार्येथे न त्वं शोचितुमर्हसि
अव्यक्तादीनि भूतानि व्यक्तमध्यानि भारत
अव्यक्तादीनि भूतानि व्यक्तमध्यानि भारत
अव्यक्तनिधनान्येव तत्र का परिदेवना
अव्यक्तानिधनान्येव तत्र का परिदेवना
आश्चर्यवत् पश्यति कश्चिदेनम् आश्चर्यवद्वदति तथैव चान्यः
आश्चर्यवत् पश्यति कश्चिदेनम् आश्चर्यवद्वदति तथैव चान्यः
आश्चर्यवच्चैनमन्यः शृणोति श्रुत्वाप्येनं वेद न चैव कश्चित् देहि नित्यम् अवध्योऽयं देहे सर्वस्य भारत
देहि नित्यमद्य यस्य
तस्मात् सर्वाणि भूतानि न त्वं शोचितुमर्हसि
तस्मात् सर्वाणि भूतानि न त्वं
स्वधर्मम्
शोचितुमर्हसि
अपि चावेक्ष्य न विकम्पितुमर्हसि
स्वधर्मपि चावीक्ष्य
धर्म्याद्धियुद्धात् श्रेयोऽन्यत् क्षत्रियस्य न विद्यते
धर्माधियोधात्मशस्त्रियस्य न
यादृच्छया
विद्यते
चोपपन्नं स्वर्गद्वारमपावृतम्
निश्चया चोपपन्नं
सुखिना
स्वर्गद्वारोपपावृतम्
क्षत्रिया पार्थ लभन्ते युद्धमीदृशम्
सुखिनः क्षत्रियः
अथ चेत्त्वमिमं धर्म्यं सङ्ग्रामं न करिष्यसि
तथा चेत्त्वमिमं धर्म्यं सङ्ग्रामं न
तथा
करिष्यसि
स्वधर्मं कीर्तिं च हित्वा पापमवाप्स्यसि
तथा कीर्तिं च त्वं पापमवाप्स्यसि
अकीर्तिं चापि भूतानि कथयिष्यन्ति ते व्ययाम् सम्भावितस्य चाकीर्तेर्मरणादतिरिच्यते
सम्भावितस्य च कीर्तिर्मरणमतिरिच्यते
भयाद्रणादुपरतं मंस्यन्ते त्वां महारथाः
दयावदादुपरन्तं मन्यते त्वां महारथः
येषां च त्वं बहुमतो भूत्वा यास्यसि लाघवम्
साक्षात्तं बहुमसि लाघवम्
अवाप्स्यवादांश्च बहून् वदिष्यन्ति तवाहिताः
आश्रयन्ति दृश्यन्ति तदाहिताः
निन्दन्तस्तव सामर्थ्यं ततो दुःखतरं नु किम् अतो वा प्राप्स्यसि स्वर्गं जित्वा वा भोक्ष्यसे महीम् तस्मादुत्तिष्ठ कौन्तेय युद्धाय कृतनिश्चयः सुखदुःखे समे कृत्वा लाभालाभौ जयाजयौ ततो युद्धाय युज्यस्व नैवं पापमवाप्स्यसि एषा ते विहिता साङ्ख्ये बुद्धिर्योगे त्विमां शृणु बुद्ध्या युक्तो यया पार्थ कर्मबन्धं प्रहास्यसि नेहाभिक्रमनाशोऽस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते स्वल्पमप्यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात् व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिरेकेह कुरु नन्दन बहुशाखा ह्यनन्ताश्च बुद्धयो व्यवसायिनाम् यामिमां पुष्पितां वाचं प्रवदन्त्यविपश्चितः वेदवादरता पार्थ नान्यदस्तीति वादिनः कामात्मना स्वर्गपरा जन्म कर्म फलप्रदाम् क्रियाविशेषबहुलां भोगैश्वर्यगतिं प्रति भोगैश्वर्यप्रसक्तानां तयापाहृतचेतसाम् व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धि समादौ न विधीयते त्रैगुण्या विषया वेद निस्त्रैगुण्यो भवार्जुन निर्द्वन्द्वो नित्यसत्त्वस्थो निर्योगक्षेम आत्मवान् यावानर्थ उदपाने सर्वथा सम्प्लुतोदके तावान् सर्वेषु वेदेषु ब्राह्मणस्य विजानतः कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भुर्मा ते सङ्गोऽस्त्वकर्मणि योगस्थः कुरु कर्माणि सङ्गं त्यक्त्वा धनञ्जय सिद्ध्यसिद्ध्यो समो भूत्वा समत्वं योग उच्यते दूरेण ह्यवरं कर्म बुद्धियोगात् धनञ्जय बुद्धौ शरणमन्विच्छ कृपणा फलहेतवः बुद्धियुक्तो जहातीह उभे सुकृतदुष्कृते तस्माद् योगाय युज्यस्व योगकर्मसु कौशलम् कर्मजं बुद्धियुक्ता हि फलं त्यक्त्वा मनीषिणः जन्मबन्धविनिर्मुक्ता पदं गच्छन्त्यनामयम् यदा ते मोहकलिलं बुद्धिर्व्यतितरिष्यति तदा गन्तासि निर्वेदं श्रोतव्यस्य श्रुतस्य च श्रुतिविप्रतिपन्ना ते यदा स्थास्यसि निश्चला समादौ अचला बुद्धि तदा योगम् अवाप्स्यसि अर्जुन उवाच स्थितप्रज्ञस्य का भाषा समाधिस्तस्य केशव स्थितधि किं प्रभाषेत किमासीत व्रजेत किम् श्रीभगवानुवाच प्रजहाति यदा कामान् सर्वान् पार्थमनोगतान् आत्मन्येवात्मना तुष्टः स्थितप्रज्ञस्तदोच्यते दुःखेष्वनुद्विग्नमनाः सुखेषु विगतस्पृहः वीतरागभयक्रोध स्थितधीर्मुनिरुच्यते यः सर्वत्रानभिस्नेहस्तत्तत्प्राप्याशुभाशुभम् नाभिनन्दति न द्वेष्टि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता यदा संहरते चायं कूर्मोऽङ्गानीव सर्वशः इन्द्रियाणीन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता विषया विनिवर्तन्ते निराहारस्य देहिनः रसवर्जं रसोऽप्यस्य परं दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते यततो ह्यपि कौन्तेय पुरुषस्य विपश्चितः इन्द्रियाणि प्रमादीनि हरन्ति प्रसभं मनः तानि सर्वाणि संयम्य युक्त आसीत मत्परः वशे हि यस्येन्द्रियाणि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसा सङ्गस्तेषुपजायते संगात् संजायते काम कामात् क्रोधोऽभिजायते क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोह सम्मोहात् स्मृतिविभ्रमः स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशो बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति रागद्वेषविमुक्तैस्तु विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन् आत्मवश्यैर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादम् अधिगच्छति प्रसादे सर्वदुःखानां हानिरस्योपजायते प्रसन्नचेतसो ह्यासु बुद्धिपर्यवतिष्ठते नास्ति बुद्धिरयुक्तस्य न चायुक्तस्य भावना न चाभावयता शान्तिरशान्तस्य कुतः सुखम् Indriyanam hi charatam yanmanonuvidiyate Tadasya harati prajñam vayurnavam ivambasi Tasmadyasya mahabaho nigrihitani sarvashah Indriyanindriyartebhya tasya prajña pratishtita यानिशा सर्वभूतानां तस्यां जागर्ति संयमी यस्यां जागृति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतो मुने आपूर्यमाणम् अचलप्रतिष्ठं समुद्रमापा प्रविशन्ति यद्वत् तद्वत् कामायं प्रविशन्ति सर्वे स शान्तिमाप्नोति न कामकामी विहाय कामान् यः सर्वान् पुमांश्चरति निःस्पृहः निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः स शान्तिम् अधिगच्छति एषा ब्राह्मी स्थितिः पार्थ नैनां प्राप्य विमुह्यति स्थित्वास्यम् अन्तकालेऽपि ब्रह्मनिर्वाणमृच्छति ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे साङ्ख्ययोगो नाम द्वितीयोऽध्यायः। Okay, so last week we started discussing art of working based on Lord Śrī Krishna's teachings in 2.47. Karmaṇy evādhikāras ma phaleṣu kadācana ma karma phala heturbhur ma te sango svakarmaṇi. So what did we learn in the last class? Live your duty, do your best, and leave the rest to God. Okay? We discussed the example of Jatayu. Yes. Even if you know that you will fail, but you still have to perform your duty. Yeah. What else? Concentration. Yeah. Yeah. Even though. Hmm? You have to do it with attention, awareness. What happened? Why the children are running all over? It's like there is an earthquake and everybody is running around. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you do your work with attention, awareness, and absorption. Yeah. Look at the example of building the temple with 3 workers. Yes. They did not have the awareness, only the third person had. Yeah. Yeah. So concentration has these three factors: attention, awareness, and absorption. Yeah. Even though Krishna says you are not entitled to the fruits of your action, but still you have to give your best. You have to give your 200%. Concentration, attention, awareness, attention to the details, awareness of the complete knowledge of the work that you are doing. You should have a bigger picture, not just focusing on the particular task that you are doing, but you should also have complete awareness of the bigger picture. And then absorption. You should be completely absorbed in what you are doing. You should not be distracted. We discussed Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. Few weeks ago we discussed Vyavasayatmika Buddhi, in which Krishna teaches us how to work with one-pointed attention. One-pointed attention. Those who are resolute on this purpose, their attention is one-pointed. But those who are not resolute, those who are not determined, their attention is multi-branched. It's deviated, distracted. Okay, so these are three factors of concentration. What else?
5 factors: body.
Different doers. Okay, yeah, we think we are the only doer, but there are other doers in getting the task done. Any task that you want to perform, there are multiple doers who are involved. At a high level, there are three doers. The three doers are Jiva, Prakriti, and Paramatma. The Jiva makes a desire to perform some task. And then the Prakriti, the material nature, it gives the facility to perform that task. Facility means this body or the ingredients, the matter. Prakriti gives the facility to perform the task. And then Paramatma has to sanction. Only when Paramatma sanctions, you can do something. Otherwise, you cannot do anything. At a high level, these are the three doers: Jiva, Prakriti, and Paramatma. Or you can say Jiva, Prakriti, and Purusha. Okay. At a high level, at a detailed level, there are 5 factors. We discussed that shloka also, right?
Chapter 18.
Adhishtanam tata karta karanam cha pratak vidaha Adhishtanam tata karta karanam cha pratak vidaha. There is some shloka from 18th chapter. So basically that shloka says there are 5 factors. The 5 factors are the previous 3 ones: Jiva, Prakriti, and Purusha. And then endeavor. Okay? Endeavor, effort. The Jiva is making a desire to perform a task. Simply making a desire, simply with the desire we cannot complete the task. Only the Lord can do that. Lord, simply by desiring, He can get the things done. We cannot do like that. So we have to put an effort, endeavor, vividha cheshta. Okay, we have to put a endeavor. And then what's the 5th one in that shloka? Adhishtanam tata karta. This is in 18.14, chapter 18, shloka number 14. Adhishtanam tata karta karanam cha pratak vidam. Let me share the screen. Vividascha pratak cheshta daivam chaivatra panchamam. The place of action, the performer, the various senses, the many different kinds of endeavor, ultimately the super soul. These are the 5 factors of action. The place of action, this refers to the Prakriti. Okay, Prakriti is giving the facility. Okay, the performer is Jiva. The various senses, we have 5 senses, 5 working senses, 5 knowledge acquiring senses. So with the working senses, we get the task done. Okay. For example, seeing. I have a desire to see a beautiful object. So the sense here is the eye. I am engaging my eye to see the beautiful object. So the various senses, the many different kinds of endeavor, which is the effort, and ultimately the super soul. Okay. So Jiva, Prakriti, Purusha, the Prayatna, the endeavor, and then the Indriya, senses. These are the 5 things. Okay. What else did we discuss?
Karma, karma.
Hmm?
Karma, karma.
Karma, karma, vikarma. Yes, we discussed the 3 types of karmas. Yeah. What else? So talking about karma, karma, vikarma, right? So karma or sukarma is any good action, and vikarma is a bad action, and akarma is action that has no reaction. It's a bhakti, devotional service. So with regards to the sinful activities, right? The vikarma. There's a nice shloka in the Vedas that defines who is a sinful person. So who is a sinful person? Some people say that Kechid vadanti danahina jano jaganya. Kechid vadanti gunahina jano jaganya. Kechid vadanti danahina jano jaganya. Kechid means some people. Some people say that Kechid vadanti. Vadanti means say. Kechid vadanti. Some people say. What do they say? Danahina. One who does not have money. One who is a poor person. He is Jaganya. Jaganya means sinful person. He is the sinful among all the people. Jano Jaganya. Okay. Kechid vadanti danahina jano Jaganya. And then there is a second class of people, or people from another school of thought. What do they say is Kechid vadanti gunahina jano Jaganya. Gunahina. Gunahina means those who don't have a character, those who don't have good qualities. They are sinful people. But then, to reconcile all these things, to reconcile these different opinions, mixed opinions, Vyasadeva, who is expert in all the Vedas and Puranas, in fact, who is the compiler of all the Vedas, let us see what Vyasadeva says. Vyasa udanti akila veda purana vigno Narayana smaranahina jano jaganya. Vyasadeva says, Vyasadeva defines, he gives the correct definition of who is a sinful person. Who is a sinful person? Narayana smaranahina jano jaganya. That person is sinful who does not remember Narayana. Okay, so it's beautifully defined. How will we remember Narayana? Only when we hear the name of Narayana, right? Only when you hear something, you will remember that. Otherwise, it's not possible to remember. Only when you chant Narayana's name, you will remember Narayana. Only when you see Narayana, you will be able to remember Narayana. Only when you hear a different katha of Narayana, you'll be able to remember Narayana. So yesterday in the temple hall, there was Abhishekam, and then after Abhishekam, we recited Vishnu Sahasranama, and then I spoke for a few minutes. During that time, I was talking about Nama Sankirtana. And then I asked everybody to chant the names of the Lord. I was reciting some shloka from Mukundamala Stotra, and I was asking everybody to repeat. There were about 100 people in the temple hall, but I could only hear 3 or 4 people who were reciting. The overall voice, the combined voice, instead of being tumultuous, it was very low. It was very weak. I could only hear very few people reciting the names. And the names are very simple. He Gopalak, He Krupa Jalanide, He Sindhu Kanyapate, He Kamsantak, He Gajendra Karuna, Parina He Madhava, He Ramanuja, He Jagatraya Guru, He Pundari Kakshamam. Simple names. And I did not sing at this pace. I sang one or two names at a time. Hey Gopalaka, I asked everyone to repeat. Huh? But only 3-4 people recited. In Mukundamalas, then I was surprised why people are not ready to chant the names of the Lord. Then I asked, are you shy? Are you shy to recite the names of the Lord? Your boss is not here. He is not watching. If your boss is watching you reciting the names of the Lord, he will think, oh, how will he write the software piece of code? So he'll be fired tomorrow. That problem is not there. Your boss is not here. Huh? So are there any of your family members who will think that you are doing something that you are not supposed to do? That problem is also not there. Family members are in India. Huh? Then there's no problem. Then what is the problem? Why are you not chanting? Still, even after asking them repeatedly, I could hear only few voices, but not everybody recited. Then I was contemplating, after the class, I was contemplating why people are not ready to chant. Okay? Huh?
Paramatma didn't sanction them.
No, it's not like that. No. Paramatma has already given the tongue. He has already given the tongue, and they came to the temple. Paramatma has given the sanction. That's why they came to the temple. They didn't make an effort. They didn't make an effort to chant. So in Mukundamala Stotra, Kulshekar Alvar, he tells another thing. Namami Narayana Gocharani Karomi Narayana. No, not that one. Shrunvan Janardana Kata Gunakirtanani Dehena Yasya Pulakod Roma Raj. Not this one. Yeah, this one. Srinath Narayana Vasudeva Shri Krishna Bhakta Priya Chakrapane Shri Padmanabha Chutakaita Bare Shri Rama Padma Kshahare Murare Ananta Vaikunta Jagannivasa Govinda Damo Daramadhaveti Vaktum Samartopi Navakti Kaschid Aho Jananam Vyasanabhimukyam. The last two lines. The first section of the shloka is again Nam Sankirtana. Srinathu Narayana Vasudeva, different names of the Lord. After telling different names of the Lord, in the last two lines, Kulshekar Alvar writes, Vaktum Samartopi. Even after being able to sing, Vaktum Samartopi Na Vakti Kaschid. But they don't chant. Okay, they have the ability to chant, but they don't chant. Aho Jananam Vyasanabhimukyam. But they are Abhimukyam means they are marching towards bad habits. They are marching towards bad habits. That is one shloka. And another shloka, Shekhar Alvar says something. Namami Narayana Gocharani Tyatvanya Vacha Kuhaka Patanti. This one. Ascharyametaddi manushya sudham parityajya visham pibanti namami narayana gocharani tyaktvaanyavacha kuhaka patanti. Ascharyametaddi manushya. In this world, loka means in this world. In this world of, in this material world, what is the most astonishing thing? Ascharyametaddi manushya loke. Sudham parityajya visham pibanti. Sudham means nectar. Parityajya, discarding, rejecting. Visham pibanti, they drink poison. They reject the nectar. If somebody offers you, when you go to somebody's home, they offer you a nice cup of nectar, amritam. We only see in the movies, right? But imagine somebody is really offering you amritam. But you say, oh, what is this? Amritam. No, 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 I don't want this. I don't want, give me poison. Ascharyametatti manushya loke sudham parityajya visham pibanti. Namami narayana gocharani. Instead of discussing the topics of Narayana, Tyaktvaanyavacha kuhaka patanti. Tyaktva means by rejecting, by giving up, by quitting. By quitting the topics of Narayana, what do? Tyaktva anyavacha kuhaka patanti. Anyavachaha means they discuss all other topics except Narayana. They discuss all other topics. Everything else in the world they discuss except Narayana. And kuhaka patanti. Patanti means to read. What do they read? Kuhaka. All the unnecessary things, nonsensical things. So then I understood. Okay, this is what exactly happened yesterday in the temple hall. So I read this shloka many times before, and I was wondering why Kulshekhar Alvar is saying this. Anybody can recite the names of the Lord. It's very simple. Whether they have feelings, intentions, emotions or not, but they can at least recite, right? Why Kulshekhar Alvar is saying it in a strong way like this? But it was a practical proof yesterday. Maybe the Lord wanted to show me the proof. That's why he did not make everybody chant. Yeah. It was very, very interesting thing yesterday. Okay, so now let's come back to today's.
Prabhuji, I have one question. This
Yeah.
is only we see in our group only, like Sanatana group only. We see this thing. In other thing, even if they are not following that depth level of spiritual, like adhyatma vidhi, but they are following. If they are in church, everyone will say something.
Yes.
If they are in masjid, they do something. But this is only we see in our group.
Correct. Yeah, that's perfect. So the other religion people, they follow whatever their religion is teaching, whatever their scripture is teaching, they follow very strictly. You see, even today, the girls in the colleges and high schools, they wear burqa. But you see Hindu girls, they don't wear. They don't even wear proper dresses.
In recently, like South India, in Odisha also, they started like having proper dress code for Jagannath Puri.
Oh.
Many protests started.
Oh.
What dress code? White dress code.
Yeah.
So like they say, like in South India, they properly follow the traditional way.
Yeah.
So they say we should do this the traditional dress code for girls, boys, everyone, not just girls, everyone.
Yeah.
Many protests.
They protested.
But finally it happened.
Yeah. So, yeah. Anyways. So we discussed the four components of this shloka, right? What are the four components? Karmaṇye evādhikāras. You have a right to perform your work. Huh? Ma phaleṣu kadācana. You are not entitled to the fruits of your action. Huh? Third one, ma karma phala heturbhur. Never consider yourself as a doer. Mate sangost akarmani. never be attached to not doing your work. That means never give up your work. So the basic question is, why do we have to work? When Krishna is saying you have every right to perform your work, but you are not entitled to the fruits of your action. Then somebody can say, oh, forget about it. I don't even want to work now. When I'm not getting the results, what's the point in working? So that is the fourth component of this shloka, right? Ma karma, mate sangost akarmani. Never be attached to not doing your work. Somebody can quit their work. But before somebody can make a decision to quit their work, why do we even have to work? Is there any need to work? If there is no need to work, then we don't even need to understand what are the three types of karma. We don't need to understand karmaṇy evādhikāras principle. We don't need to understand any of these things. Why do we have to work, first of all? Is there any need? Hmm? Have purpose in life. Okay? Yeah, any other answers? Just to pass time?
For getting something.
For getting some?
Monetary or some benefit.
Some benefits. Okay. But here Krishna is saying, you're not entitled to the fruits of your action. So,
You need to maintain the body.
is there any need? Or why do we work, first of all?
We need to maintain our body.
To?
Experiencing the God.
To experience God. Okay. Yeah. So you are partially correct. So there are different points that we can say to explain this. Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, in third chapter, he says, Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatu tishtat akarmakrit. Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatu tishtat akarmakrit. Akarma means not doing work. Okay? In the other context, akarma means bhakti yoga, devotional service. But in the literally meaning of akarma means no work. Nahi kaschit kshanamapi. Kshanam means one moment. Nahi kaschit kshanamapi. Kaschit kshanam means even for a moment. Even for a moment, a jiva cannot remain idle by not performing any work. Tishtati. Tishtati means sit, situated. Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatu tishtat akarmakrit. That means by nature, the soul is active. The spirit soul is very active. That's the nature of the spirit soul. Soul cannot sit idle. Soul cannot sit without doing any work. So it's by nature like that. So that's the origin of our desire to do any work. It's by design like that. By design we are inclined to do some work, and it is impossible to stay without doing any work. Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatu tishtat akarmakrit. That is one reason. And as you said, right, we need to work to experience God. Okay, we need to work to realize ourselves and to realize God. In second chapter, beginning of second chapter, from 2.13 to 2.30, Krishna gave knowledge of soul. That's all theory. I'm not this body, but I'm the soul. Soul is eternal. Soul cannot be cut into pieces. Soul cannot be killed. Soul cannot be withered by wind. Soul cannot be moistured with water. All those things. But how do I
Do that.
get the wisdom? How do I get the practical realization of that knowledge? That is only by doing some work. When you do work, you will go through different experiences and you will learn from those experiences. You will have practical realization. You will have realization of your true self and you will also understand God. We'll discuss more on that in a bit. So that's the second reason why we need to work. The third reason is we need to work to purify ourselves. We need to work to purify ourselves. Like every day morning when you wake up, we brush our teeth, we take shower. So this process is nothing but purification. So every day morning we cannot sit idle. When you wake up, you cannot sit idle. Throughout the day, you cannot just sit idle. You have to purify your body. You need to brush your teeth, take a shower, all those things. You need to purify your body. Just like that, in the material world, sometimes we are sleeping, sometimes you are waking up. Sometimes you are sleeping, sometimes you are waking. Jagrati, Sushupta, there are 3 stages. Jagrati, Sushupta. So anyways, so sometimes we are sleeping, sometimes we are waking. Sometimes we have knowledge, sometimes we have awareness of God, sometimes we are ignorant of God. So the only way to remember God all the time is through the process of purification. So what is this purification? The purification involves purifying anarthas in our mind and heart, purifying some mentalities. The mentalities are doership mentality, controllership mentality, proprietorship mentality, and enjoyership mentality. When we are doing some work, we have these mentalities. We think I'm the doer. I think I am the doer. When somebody is appreciating, we get proud. We get proud of our work. We think, oh, I have worked so hard. That's why I have achieved this. That's why this project has come up so nicely. So we think we are the only doer. So that is the first impurity. What is the first impurity? Doership mentality. Doership mentality. I am the only doer. Kartaham iti manyate. Karta aham iti manyate. That means the soul thinks. Manyate means the soul thinks. What does the soul think? Aham hi karta. Aham hi karta. I am the only doer. Kartaham iti manyate. This is how the soul thinks. But are we the only doer? No. There are different factors as we discussed. The second impurity that we have is controllership mentality. We want to control the material nature. We want to control people. We want to control even God also. We want to control even God also. Duryodhana, he wanted to arrest. He tried to arrest Krishna. We want to control God. We want to control everything. Because we think we are the God. We think we have the complete controllership and we think we are the God. So, but little do we know that we cannot even control our spouse. So what to speak of controlling, other people, what to speak of controlling, God. So controllership. Because this mentality of controllership comes in play when we are doing any work. We think that I'm going to be successful 100%. We start the work with this mentality. No matter what, I'm going to achieve this. No matter what, I'm going to be successful 100%. But what is in your control? Only doing the work, only putting your effort is only in your control. Giving your best, that is the only thing is in your control. Now what happens after that? That's not in our control. But we think that it's going to be a grand success. We start with that mentality. It's good to start with that good note, but you will become proud. If you have that mentality, we become proud. Instead, if we focus on our effort, then you don't feel that much stress. Most of the stress comes from the anxiety about the result of the work, not from the work itself. But most of the anxiety that we feel, or most of the stress, comes due to anxiety of the result of the work. Oh, what's going to happen? Will it work fine or not? Will I succeed or not? Will everybody appreciate me or not? Will everybody recognize my work or not? Even when you are doing some service in the temple also, we'll have this mentality. And when we are working, when we are doing service in the temple with that mentality, we will be stressed out. So the stress comes due to the anxiety about the result of the work. If you leave the result part and just focus on your work, give your 200% and leave the rest to God. Give your best and leave the rest to God. If you work with that mentality, then you are not stressed. And you don't behave like you are the controller. Otherwise, if you have the anxiety about the result, you try to manipulate things, you try to do things that you're not supposed to do in the pursuit of achieving success. In pursuit of achieving success, you will do many things that you are not supposed to do. So that is the controllership. So we should not think we have controllership on the result. So when you are appearing for an exam, the best thing that you can do is study well for the exam. And in the exam, you give your best. And after that, what happens? It's not in your control. The person who is correcting your answer paper, depending on his mood, the marks will be different. And there are some technical challenges. Sometimes there are so many things involved, which is not in your control. So what is in your control is only working to the best of your ability. Give your best. So that way you will avoid doership mentality and controllership mentality. And then proprietorship mentality. Third one is proprietorship mentality. We think we are the owner. We are the owner of the nature. We are the owner of the matter. We are the owner of everything. But did we bring anything when we were born? Just like how Krishna, when he was born with Shankha Chakra Gada Padma. In Chaturbhuja form, he was born with Shankha Chakra Gada Padma. Tamadbhutam balakamam bhujekshanam Chaturbhujam Shankha Gadadyudayudam Srivatsavaksham Galashobhikaustubam Pitambaram Sandrapayodashaubhagam. Krishna was born with Pitambaram, yellow dress. Can you imagine somebody is taking birth in the hospital, there's a delivery, and the boy or girl, they are wearing with they're taking birth with beautiful dress and jewelry. Pranusha, can you imagine that? Have you ever seen a newborn baby? No? You never saw? But can you imagine somebody, a newborn baby in the hospital, taking birth with beautiful dress, princess dress, and all the jewelry? It's not possible, right? Yeah, good. Only Lord can do like that. So He is the owner. We did not bring anything when we were born. And whatever we are enjoying, whatever we are consuming, Krishna gave us everything. Krishna tells in 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Sahayajna praja srishtva purovacha prajapatihi anena prasavishwadhyam esha vostvishta kamaduk. Krishna said, in the beginning of creation, I sent forth lot of men, and I supplied all the necessities and blessed them uh, to perform yajna and become happy. So Krishna gave all the necessities. At the time of creation, Krishna created the living entities, and Krishna supplied all the necessities. The necessities that are required for all the human beings, trees, animals, everybody to consume for the rest of this creation. For the rest of this yuga, Kali Yuga. We see elephants, they are eating tons of food every day. Every day tons of food, not for the entire life, but every day tons of food. And if elephant lives for 100 years, maybe elephant lives for more than 100 years. So you do the math. How much amount of food the elephant requires? And who is supplying all this? Krishna. And it is not like Krishna is supplying on the fly. Okay? Like let's say there is a function, big function in the festival, in the temple, there is a function. Our Lord Raj Prabhu, he is involved in the kitchen cooking. So he knows how they cook in the kitchen. Let's say there is a Vaikunta Ekadashi festival. 2,000, 3,000 people are expected. So they plan in advance. Yesterday we did the planning, right? They plan in advance to cook for 2,000 people. But then when 3,000 people show up on that day, what do? They prepare extra, they cook extra food on the fly, dynamically. But Krishna did not do like this. At the time of creation, he supplied everything. Whatever is needed to be consumed by all the living entities. He supplied everything at the time of creation. Sahayajna prajasrishtva purovacha prajapatihi anena prasavishwadhyam esha vostvishta kamaduk. 3.10, chapter 3, shloka number 10. So, now since we don't own anything, we did not create anything, we cannot create anything, we don't have any right to claim ownership on anything. So this ownership mentality is useless. Okay, so we have to get purified of this ownership mentality. And then finally, the enjoyership mentality. If you don't own something, if you cannot control something, then how can you enjoy? You cannot. Okay? In fact, it is a sin. To enjoy something that you don't own is a sin. So that's why we have to get rid of this enjoyership mentality. Karta, Bhokta, all these mentalities we have to get rid. So that is the third reason why we have to work. So we are discussing a fundamental thing, why we have to work. What is the basic need to work? The basic need to work is, these are the three reasons. And applying this karmaṇy evādhikāras principle, when Krishna says you have a right to perform your work, but you are not entitled to the fruits of your action, Krishna is telling us to get this purification by working, but not becoming attached to the results of our action. By working and offering the results to God, we get purification. Because Krishna has given everything to us. Now we need to give something in return to him. Krishna has given beautiful flowers. Now we have to make a garland and offer it to him. Now what happens when you offer the garland to Krishna? It will come back to you only. It will come back to you only. So when Krishna is saying, give up the results of your action, why is he saying that? It is not like you cannot enjoy it all. You cannot, experience the results of your action. It's not like that. He's saying that first you offer the results to me, then I will give it to you. First you offer the results to me, then I will give it to you. Now why Krishna is asking? He is the creator of everything. He has everything. He is the Brahmanda Nayaka. Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayaka. Not just one Brahmanda, but Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayaka. Then why is he asking us to offer something to him? Krishna is not looking at those small things that we are offering. Krishna is not looking at the flowers that we are offering. Krishna is looking at the love that we are offering to him. So for that reason, Krishna is asking to exchange this loving relationship with the devotees. Now, once we offer that garland to Krishna with love and devotion, the pujari will offer it to us. He'll offer it to one of the devotees only, right? So you'll feel more happy actually. Now imagine these two scenarios. One scenario is you make a garland by yourself. You can buy for flowers, right? $10 you can get a lot of flowers in Safeway. You can make a nice garland. You can make a maha garland also. If you buy flowers for $100, and you can make a gajamala for yourself. And you can put it on yourself. Will you be happy? No, right? You will not be happy. In fact, the moment you put it on yourself, you will think that, oh, I'm a fool number one. Why am I doing this? It doesn't make sense at all. It doesn't look good at all. But you will be happy only when you offer the garland to Krishna and then you receive it. You receive it as a prasada. Okay? That's why offer the results to God, and when the God give those results back to you in some form or the other. If you offer garland, it doesn't mean you'll get garland. You'll get something else. You'll get something else. You'll get Lord's mercy in a different way. Okay? Lord definitely looks at every small thing that you do as an offering to him, and he will reciprocate for that. We may forget what we have done to the Lord, but Lord will never forget. Okay? So we just have to be an instrument in the hand of God. God makes the plan. Not only the plan, in fact, God does the job also. God does the job also. So it is like, God is giving the question paper. He's also giving the answer paper. Not only giving the answer paper, he's also writing answers also. For every question, he is writing what is the correct answer. Now, what is he asking us to do?
Witness experience.
No. After writing all the answers in the question paper, what is required? What is the most important thing? No.
Submitting
And
the
I'm just
paper.
talking about an exam, not spirituality, no bhakti, no Krishna, nothing.
Submitting the
Your own
paper
name.
is important.
You have to write your roll number, your name. That's correct. Yeah, that's the most important thing. Whether you write the answers correctly or not, that's secondary. But writing your name and hall ticket number, that's the important thing. So Krishna is just asking us to write our name. That's all, nothing else. Krishna told in 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, tasmat tvamuttishta yasho labhasva jitva shatrum bhungshva rajyam samruddham mayaivaite vihata purvameva nimitta matram bhavasavyasachi. Krishna tells to Arjuna, tasmat tvamuttishta. Therefore you get up. Yasho labhasva. Attain name and fame. Yasho labhasva. How? Jitva shatrum. By conquering the enemies. Jitva shatrum rajyam samruddham. Jitva shatrum bhungshva rajyam samruddham. By conquering the enemies, you enjoy the kingdom completely. Samruddham means completely. By conquering your enemies, Kauravas, you enjoy the kingdom completely, to the fullest. Jitva shatrum bhungshva rajyam samruddham mayaivaite vihata purvameva. By my prior arrangement, I have already killed all these Kauravas. By my prior arrangement, I have already killed all these Kauravas. And Krishna shows his Kala Rupa form. After universal form, he shows Kala Rupa. the Bhayankara, fierceful Kalarupa form, where Krishna shows to Arjuna how all the Kauravas, they are entering into his mouth, just like how fireflies enter into the fire and die. Arjuna sees all, all the Kauravas, Duryodhana, Karna, all those people entering into the mouth of Krishna and dying. And then in the end, what Krishna says? Nimitta matram bhava savyasachi. Oh Savyasachi, Arjuna, you just become an instrument. I have already done the job for you. You just pick up the bow Gandiva and you take the credit. I have killed everybody, I have done the job, but you take the credit. So this is what Krishna is saying. Okay, you do your best and don't worry about the results, because Krishna has already done what is best for you. Don't worry about the result. Don't stress about the result. What is going to happen, Krishna has already done. Even before you do the task, Krishna has already done the task for you. So we just have to, for the name's sake, we just have to pretend as if we are doing, and we have to write our name. That's all. But whatever has to be done, Krishna has already done, and the result is also fixed, but at the same time it is not fixed. Result is fixed, but according to your effort, the result may vary. So Krishna keeps different options ready for you. Okay, Krishna does the job, and Krishna keeps results in different packages. Package 1, this is the result. Package 2, another result. Package 3, another result. And
Like
and he
levels
will
of
verify
games,
your
Prabhuji.
effort.
Different levels of
You are
games.
putting your 100%, then Krishna will deliver the best package for you. The result is already fixed, but you have to put your best effort. That's all. And offer the result back to Krishna. So work is meant to purify the mind, to get rid of doership, proprietorship, controllership, and enjoyership. So basically Krishna, if you look at the flow of these shlokas, we'll end in another 5 minutes. If you look at the flow of the shlokas in this chapter, right? Krishna started explaining karma kanda to Arjuna. Karma kanda means you fight and gain the victory of the kingdom. That means complete material benefit. Complete material benefit. Just like how materialistic people think, you perform a ritual and you get a material benefit for you. Just like that, Krishna taught to Arjuna in the beginning that you fight and win the kingdom and enjoy the results. And then slowly Krishna built up on different yogas. From Karma Kanda, Krishna taught Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga is what? Performing work as an offering to God. Okay, yoga means to link with God. In the previous section, Karma Kanda section, you are performing a work for your own benefit, but in Karma Yoga you are doing the work for God. You are doing work for the God. So from Karma Kanda to Karma Yoga to Nishkāma Karma Yoga. In Karma Yoga also, you have some desire for your own benefit. You have some desire to enjoy for yourself. You are doing work for God, but while doing that work, you also have some desire for your own self. That is Karma Yoga. But in Nishkama Karma Yoga, you don't have any selfish desire, but you are performing the work for God. Okay. So this karmaṇy evādhikāras principle is Nishkāma Karma Yoga. Do your work and offer the results to God. So in the society, people say that work is worship, right? Have you ever heard this statement? Work is worship. In God we trust and work is worship. If you look at Karnataka government, I used to live in Bangalore. Karnataka government, that Vidhana Sauda. If you look at that building, it's written in big letters. In God we trust, and work is worship. Work is not worship. Work as worship. That's the correct statement. Work should be seen as worship, but work itself is not worship. Worship is different. Worship of God, it involves Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Archanam, Padasevanam, Sakyam, Dasyam, Atmanivedanam, all these things. But work should be seen as worship. Work should be seen as worship. Work itself is not worship. When people say work is worship, they're considering work as God. As the famous quotation, during Sachin Tendulkar time in Mumbai, there used to be a big hoarding. The hoarding says, cricket is our religion, Sachin is our God. So similarly, those people who say work is worship, they are considering work as God. They are considering their job as God. They are considering their laptop as God. They are considering their boss as God. So that's not true. Okay. And then in the next couple of shlokas, Krishna continues explaining further details about this karmaṇy evādhikāras principle, how to perform any duty as yoga, how to perform any work, any duty as yoga. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. In one of the next shlokas, Krishna will tell, yoga karmasu kaushalam. Your karma, that means your duty, your work should be performed as yoga. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. Kaushalam means it's an art. It's an art. How to perform our work as yoga, it's an art. There's no step-by-step instruction. There's no, it's not a science, but it's art. Just like how parenting, it's not a science, it's art. There is some science, some education, some guidance is there, but after that, how you deal with your own child, it's an art that only you, individual, you as a parent, you have to figure that out. Similarly, how one can perform work as yoga, that is an art. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. Okay, that we will discuss in the upcoming shlokas. So any questions, comments, reflections?
One question.
Yeah.
Arjuna work is very clear that he has to follow the Kshatriya Dharma and fight for that vision.
Yeah.
But in our current scenario, we have many options, many different kind of work. Like the family we belong to, we have some family business.
Yeah.
That business is our karma, or the technical work we are doing right now, that is the karma, or this job may not be there for you because after retirement your karma will change. So how will decide which karma to do?
Yeah. So what is karma? That means what is an action? Okay, that is defined in the Vedas. In third chapter, Krishna talks about cycle of sacrifices. Okay, cycle of sacrifices. Krishna gives details of how the cycle of survival. Okay, starting from food grains, because everything starts from food grains, right? If you eat food grains, then the life is sustained. So starting from the food grains all the way up to the yajnas and fulfillment of our desires, Krishna talks about many things in that cycle. One of the things that Krishna talks about there is work. Okay, so Krishna says there, what is the shloka? Annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyo anna sambhavaha. Parjany. Let me show that shloka. Annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyot anna sambhavaha. Yajñād bhavanti parjanyo yajña karma samudbhavaha. Annād bhavanti bhutani. Bhutani means all the people. All the people, they subsist, they live on food grains. Anna. Annād bhavanti bhutani. They come from food grains because when a man eats food grains, rice, wheat or whatever, then the essence of the grains is transformed into the essential element which is needed to produce a child. So annad bhavanti bhutani. Parjanyat anna sambhavaha. So how are the food grains produced? Clouds. Parjanya means cloud and rain. Then how are the clouds formed? Yajñād bhavanti parjanyo. When you perform yajñas, then the clouds or rains are produced. What is yajna? How are yajnas produced? How are yajnas performed? Performance of occupational duty, performance of karma is nothing but yajna. Yajnat, yajnat, annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyad anna sambhavaha yajnat bhavanti parjanyo yajna karma samudbhavaha. Yajna karma samudbhavaha. From karma, yajna is produced. And then in the next shloka, Krishna defines karma brahmodbhavam vidhi brahmakshara samudbhavam. Karma brahmodbhavam vidhi. That means, where is karma defined? Who defines karma? It is defined in the Vedas. Okay? As per the Vedas, what is karma? Okay, that's what he asked, right? Should I do software job? Should I do business? Should I take care of family? What is karma? What is my duty? So the karma is defined in Vedas. According to Vedas, karma means only the naimittika karma is considered as karma. There are nitya karmas and naimittika karmas. Nitya karma means like brushing your teeth, taking shower, eating food. These are all nitya karmas. These are not considered karmas actually. Because we have a body, we have to do these things. There is nothing special about it. But karma means naimittika karma. Performing yajna, performing rituals. These are the different activities that are called as karma. So simple answer is, performing these Brahminical activities is only karma. Everything else is not karma. And there are two types of karmas, two classifications. Karma and dharma, okay? They are synonymous in some context. There is paradharma and aparadharma. Lower duty and higher duty. Dharma means duty. Duty also transforms to karma, activity. So lower duty and higher duty. What is lower duty? Lower duty is all these things. Maintaining our body, brushing our teeth, taking shower, taking care of the family, your software job, business. These are all paradharma. Aparadharma. These are all aparadharma. Lower activities. What is higher activity? What is para? That is devotional service to the Lord is paradharma. So all Brahminical activities, devotional service to the Lord, that is the only karma. That is the actual karma. But since we are not ready to give up our desires to enjoy right away, we are doing all these things. We are maintaining our body, we are doing some work to get some money so that we can enjoy, fulfill desires. But slowly and gradually, we have to get rid of these things and then focus focus full time on devotional service, bhakti. So, because that is the only thing which can connect us to God. That is the only thing which can connect us to God. But until we get there, we have to perform all our work as worship to God. In our day-to-day work, in our day-to-day life, we do many things, right? So how can we offer our work to God on a daily basis? That is by reciting Kayena vacha manasendriyerva buddhyatmana va prakrute svabhavat karomi yadyat sakalam parasmai narayanayeti samarpayami Shriman Narayanayeti samarpayami sarvam Sri Krishna arpanamastu. So where is this shloka coming from? But where did Bhishma Dev get this shloka from?
Vedas?
Bhishma Dev, whatever he recited in Vishnu Sahasranama, either he heard from some rishis or he read it in some scriptures. Rishibi parigitani, yani namani gaunani vikyatani mahatmanaha, rishibi parigitani. That means Bhishma Dev said, I have heard different sages reciting these names, and whatever I heard from them, I am just repeating. So where did Bhishma Dev get this shloka from? Bhagavatam. In Bhagavatam 11th canto, okay, Ekadasha Skandam, this shloka is there, which is popularly appearing in many aratis. Okay, those who are familiar with Sai Baba arati, towards the end, this is there, right? Kayena vacha manasendriyerva. That means at the end of performing this work, I am offering this result to Sriman Narayana, because whatever I have performed based on the influence of the three modes of material nature on me. Prakrute svabhavat, kayena vacha manasendriyerva, buddhyatmanava prakrute svabhavat. I have done my work according to my nature. Svabhava, prakrute svabhavat. I have done this work according to my nature. Whether it is making a garland for Krishna or writing a piece of code as a software engineer. You have done according to your nature, the three modes of material nature. And I am offering this to Narayana. So we have to recite this shloka at the end of every day so that we are offering the result of our work to God. This is how you see work as worship. Yeah. So slowly by doing so, we'll get purification, and eventually one day we'll be able to perform devotional service full time. That's our goal. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? All good? Okay. Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So next week, is everyone available? Or are you traveling for holidays somewhere? Available. Raise your hand if you are not available. Okay, only 2. So we'll have the class then next week. Oh, wait a minute. Kids class is not there, right? There are holidays for kids. So I still want to keep this class on. We had a long break, and then and if we give a break now, starting from next week, there will be 2 or 3 weeks break. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
We can have online, Prabhuji.
I'll try to arrange
Prabhuji.
somebody to take care of the kids, to teach something to the kids so that we can have class. I'll keep posted.
Or we can have online, Prabhuji.
Okay? Thank you, everyone.
Prabhuji?
Hare Krishna.
Or we can have online, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.